Hi, welcome to Press Play Action here. It's Mitchell Lee, it's Tommy Grant, it's Brandon 2, and we are going to be talking about a trilogy of movies. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's Terminator Salvation, it's Terminator Genisys, it's Terminator Dark
I feel
Fate.
like this trilogy deserved the wah, wah, wah sound, not the...
I don't consider it a trilogy. I don't consider this cinema.
Not a single person really does. It's very strange because, well, we'll get to it.
It's just three separate movies inside of the Terminator universe that apparently you can just change. Never mind. We'll get into it.
Yes. So here's the thing. We're gonna start off with Terminator Salvation. This movie
the best one.
Was directed by a man who calls himself McG willingly, and it stars Christian Bale, Sam Worthington, Anton Yelkin, R.I.P.
That was a real thing. His name is actually McG.
Yes.
Well, no, his name is actually Joseph McGinty Nicole or Nickel.
Yeah, I would also just. I would go by McG. He goes by
too,
McG.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't because I'm not a 12-year-old edgy kid. This was $200 million budget, made $371, so it was not financially successful, which is why you didn't get more. You didn't get more Christian Bale, Sam Worthington Terminator movies. It was released May 21st of 2009. Now,
Michael Ferris.
Can you tell me what other movie was released that weekend that beat Terminator Salvation at the box office?
2009 summer movies? Would it be? Is that what that is?
This movie was released the same weekend. It was not quite Memorial Day weekend, but it was a big weekend in May. I'm not sure it would have been a fun double feature, but it would have been, one where a lot of people were at the theater at least.
Yeah, I imagine people showed up.
I know Friday the 13th came out that year. Is that...
This isn't Avatar, is it?
A summer movie?
No.
Okay.
We didn't get a Sam Worthington double feature.
Harry Potter?
Different. No.
Nope.
Good guess, but no.
Watchmen?
No.
X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
No.
Transformers. I feel like that's...
You guys are... It's not going to be an action movie with another action movie.
I mean, hey, you never know. Star Trek?
No. That came out 2 weeks prior.
All right. I give up. What do you got?
Yeah, Angels and Demons?
Inglourious Bastards?
No. What did I tell you about action movie?
Night at the Museum.
There we go. Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Kind of beat Terminator's ass at the box office.
Of course
and
it
then
did.
Up came out the following week. So Terminator got
Drag Me to Hell was...
It got terminated.
Was the
29th. The Hangover came out shortly thereafter. Yeah, this thing was buried. Terminator Salvation, I have a weird confession to make about this movie.
I can't wait for this.
This was it makes no damn sense, but you have to keep in mind I was 14. This was the movie that got me into watching movies. This was the movie, watching the trailers and just seeing...
I feel like you've said that about another movie.
No. This was the movie. No, Inception was the one that really got me into liking different types of movies.
Okay.
But this was the movie that got I saw this on a commercial for this movie during an NBA game or something, and I was like, I really want to see that. I'm gonna go and look up movie times and I'm going to make that a priority to see that. And then I could probably name every trailer that played before this movie, and thinking, I think I'm going to spend a good chunk of my summer at the movies this year. And that the snowball just kind of began from there, which is crazy because I was a little disappointed with this movie when I saw it. But I like this movie.
Oh, stop.
I enjoy Terminator Salvation. I don't know if I would call it a good movie.
When you say can you scale it for me?
I have this movie on DVD.
I have this movie on Blu-ray too. Are we talking B range? I'm not arguing with you.
Can I say this?
I'm not arguing with
the
you.
most interesting cast of all the Terminator movies.
Well,
fair.
You get Christian Bale hot off The Dark Knight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sam Worthington, no one knew who the fuck he was, and I actually think he's decent in this movie. Yeah. I think Anton Yelchin plays a really good Kyle Reese, and this, unlike every other movie, this is the Terminator movie that, at least to me, feels the most like it's trying to be its own thing. It's not trying to... This is the only Terminator movie. Somehow, some way, the only Terminator movie that actually takes place during the war. We're not sending anybody back in time.
Can I say something? I'm going to make a few Star Wars comparisons tonight, but this, to me, almost felt like Rogue One for the Terminator universe.
Very fair.
Ooh, what a great comparison.
Because it gave you the backstory into the actual war that we hear about the entire first trilogy of the movies. It talked about a couple characters, again, that you might, in the overall concept of the universe, key characters, key events that happened, you kind of get to see the actual events flesh out. But it didn't really have an impact on the actual Terminator trilogy. Same as Rogue One. It kind of stood alone, but it was also connected at the same time.
Can I be honest? We don't need to impact the Terminator universe. The Terminator universe
impacted itself because it just constantly just goes back in time.
Get it out of here.
And this is one of those things that...
Why was Nick Stahl not back?
They're entertaining to watch.
No. I'm not saying he was better. No. I'm not saying he was better than Christian Bale. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how in the hell can they just like change characters around and just literally cast whoever the fuck they want as these people? What is going on there?
I had no problem with the casting at all.
I'm confused.
I think okay.
All right, hold on. I'm going to save Brandon's statement here, and by saying, I think it takes away our care about the characters when you have it constantly recasted.
Thank you.
But this is John Connor during the war. It's a different time.
No, that's fine.
But it should still be the same person.
No.
Yes.
No, this takes place 15 years later. No.
Exactly. It takes place 15 years later, so cast the 15 years later Nick Stahl.
Yeah, and that's Christian Bale, a motherfucker that can actually act. No, I'm never going to turn down having Christian Bale, Brandon.
No. I'm not turning down Christian Bale. Why does he have to be John Connor?
Do you want him to be a duck? No, if he's going to be in Terminator,
he's right. What do you mean? Christian Bale in this movie is the best part. Okay, I'm not even arguing that.
Why are you angry about his being there?
I'm upset about about this franchise deciding.
He wants consistency with the characters to the actors.
Take that up with the next movie, okay? This movie, at the least, I think has someone. It's a very different John Connor. We've never seen wartime John Connor for more than just flashbacks before. And so I think that having a brand new actor for that to give us wipe the slate clean, this is John Connor at a different part of the Resistance than we're used to seeing. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that we got to see Anton Yelchin as, if you want, Michael Biehn reincarnated, Anton Yelchin did such a good job as Kyle Reese. I thought he absolutely nailed it. And I loved the fact that this movie had a style that felt like it wasn't just trying to recapture the magic of the old Terminator movies. It felt dirty. It felt apocalyptic. This and the Book of Eli almost feel like they have very similar visual styles. Mm-hmm. And I liked that about it. It felt like an impossible world that these guys had to live through. And is this the most, again, this isn't Terminator or Terminator 2. You're not getting terribly high grades, but for a sci-fi action movie, and I thought the action was actually pretty good here because a lot of it is more, or at least it felt, I think most of it was in camera. There was a lot of in-camera stuff being done here. It wasn't just, hey, let's make the Terminators all CGI. Everything felt real. And a lot of that, I think, also is because of the fact that you have Sam Worthington in a predicament that we've never seen a character in these Terminator movies before. where he thinks he is a man, but he is actually like a half man, half machine type thing. And I thought that was a really cool. Now, I told you guys
that's a cool plot.
I told you guys last week, and I doubt you remembered because I didn't remember to remind you. Did you watch the trailer for this movie after you watched the movie?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, so you both did?
They're not the same. They're completely different movies, right? Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
You didn't, and that's how it's okay.
I don't know.
But no, it is the movie. But Tommy, you watched it.
I'll watch it right now if you want. Do you want me to watch it?
No. I mean, it's but Brandon, they spoiled that shit in the trailer.
Oh, well, then what's the point? Oh,
they spoiled.
You're saying they spoil that he's a machine in the trailer.
Yeah, that's something that, and I didn't see that because I only saw the commercials on TV. They didn't put that in that.
I'm watching it right now on IMDb. Yeah, they spoiled it.
I didn't see it until I got to the movie theater, and I was like, oh, that's actually like a pretty interesting twist. And I also, when I saw this movie, I had never seen Terminator 1, 2, 3. This was my first Terminator movie.
See, but that's why. Can I say something?
No.
That's why.
You're both on the podcast. You can say plenty of things.
I just wanted to make sure you were done. That is why you like this movie. I agree. Everything you've said,
I can leave nostalgia at the door. You know that I will take something that I really liked as a kid and say, "I was stupid as hell."
That's not what I'm saying. Why do we need the John Connor and Kyle Reese characters in this movie? Why do we need them? We don't need them at all.
You just want to follow Marcus Wright?
Yeah, why don't we follow Marcus Wright's character with Christian Bale?
Because it gives us some conflict.
Because we need the characters to actually tie into the Terminator universe to actually care about watching the movie.
Stop caring about the Terminator universe. John Connor, Sarah Connor, Schwarzenegger's character, none of them matter.
They're the whole concept of the movie.
Do something else. This
is something else.
The whole franchise has been the Terminator going to kill John Connor or Sarah Connor with the
Get John Connor out of here. Get him out of here. I don't want him. I don't need him in this movie.
Okay, if they named this character Bobby Dickhands,
right?
So you'd like it more if his name is Bobby Dickhands?
Because why do I need to care about John Connor during the war? I don't need to care about him during the war. I don't need to.
But I like that we finally actually get to see it.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I thought it was interesting. I thought the action was good.
It throws you way out of place. And again, you didn't have this experience watching it. And I'm sure now you have this experience when you watch the first 3 movies. And then all of a sudden they just throw Christian Bale in. And they're like, oh, he's fucking John Connor. And this guy's fucking Kyle Reese. It throws you for a loop. It does.
It didn't throw me.
It doesn't throw me for a loop. Like, no.
Molly, these are the characters that we are.
And the other movies are way worse. 5 and 6 are even worse.
Well, yes,
so
that's a whole different
significantly.
argument.
But I view these not as trilogies, but almost as pairs of 2, right? The first 2 movies, sci-fi classics.
Sure.
The second 2 movies, fun sci-fi action movies with, definite
I agree with everything you're
weaknesses, but fun enough movies. 5 and 6, total fucking dog shit. Sorry for spoilers, but it is what it is. We're going to get
I agree with everything you're saying, but why do you need the John Connor and Kyle Reese plot? You don't, because Marcus Wright and his plot is just as interesting. I don't need it to tie into Schwarzenegger
it's more interesting
in Terminator. I don't need it to tie into being in the Terminator universe. Doesn't mean it has to evolve around the Connors. I'm sorry. That's where these movies go wrong. That's where these movies go wrong.
I do understand that, and I think that my problem with that, I think, more so goes into the next movie than anything else, because I don't think this movie relies on
it doesn't.
John Connor, Sarah Connor, all that stuff. I think that you could have named. I mean, Christian Bale does say this is John Connor about 1.5 billion damn times.
Yeah, he reminds you that he's movie. John Connor.
He's like Optimus Prime. He has to say his name every time he enters a room.
Why can't he just be like Henry?
Bobby Dickfingers.
Henry Schlesinger. Like, I don't care who he is. Like,
Henry Schlesinger.
I don't care that he's John Connor. I don't care. No, that's a real person. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that's a real person. No, No, I don't care who he is. I just don't. I don't care that it's John Connor. I don't, and I don't care that it's Kyle Reese. And they do a really good job. I'm with you, Mitchell. I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. I have this as like a BB plus. I think this movie's really good. But
how the fuck is he higher on it than me?
But I don't like it in the terms of the Terminator because I am actually thrown for a loop by how they cast this movie and how they go, this is John Connor and this is Kyle Reese. It's stupid.
Brandon, if you're giving this thing a B, you're higher than me. Talk about some of the things you liked.
I like that it's different. I like that. Tell me about Sam Worthington doing his shit. Like, I like it.
Tell me about that, please.
I like the action. I like the in-camera stuff. I think when they show different machines and different Terminators, and it doesn't look like CGI, I agree with everything you said. I think this movie nails a lot of what you were talking about. I am sorry for being hung up, and maybe that's just me being, attention deficit disorder or something. I don't know what it is. I am hung up on them calling this guy John Connor and the other guy Kyle Reese, and it is bothering me in terms of the entire Terminator film. It would be like them casting Luke Skywalker differently and then like trying to like force it down our throats in like episodes like 6 or 5 being like, oh, by the way, this is a new Luke Skywalker and you just have to deal with it. Like that is what they're doing, basically. And I just think it's weird. It's just weird. Why? What's the storyline? Why does John Connor have to be there? No significance by him being John Connor. Zero significance, actually. If it was just a random dude who just got orders from John Connor, it'd be the same movie.
Here's my answer for you. Jude Law as Dumbledore. Doesn't need to be there.
That's different.
As no... What do you mean it's different?
Didn't the actor die? That was why they had to do it?
That was a prequel version of Dumbledore. Same concept as here, except it's just reversed in time. We're seeing a future John Connor.
The reverse time is screwing me up.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm in on this movie. This movie is the best out of the 3 we watched.
That I definitely agree with.
Maybe I'm more upset about the other 2 movies, and I'm just like latching on to the fact that Christian Bale is John Connor. Yeah, he's good in this movie. He's good. I can't believe they didn't do more I can't believe they didn't do more Christian Bale Terminator movies. But I get it because it made no money. So.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that you guys know what happened. Terminator movies.
No, I'm supporting him not being John Connor and being someone else in the Terminator universe. But that's a completely different point.
You guys know what happened with this, right?
Box office wise, like I don't. What do you mean?
With making the movie?
No.
Christian Bale apparently really regrets making the movie. He turned it down multiple times, but then thought that maybe there was a chance that this could work. And then there was that moment where you probably heard it before. Oh, good for you. Where he went off on the cinematographer for the movie.
That was from this movie?
That was from this movie. That 6-minute rant of him just being like,
I have heard the rant.
What the fuck are you doing? That's from this.
Damn. I've heard that
this
rant
movie.
Too. I just didn't realize
it's kind of funny if we're being honest with each other.
It's a little funny.
But
that's a little funny.
And there are parts of this movie where I'm like, man, someone did need to go to the cinematographer and yell, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because it's way too damn dark.
You can't see anything. But yeah, I have a gripe with that on Stranger Things too. There's some parts of Stranger Things you can't see anything. So,
Yeah, I'm very, and they also have I really liked how this is the beginning of they have human prisoners. They're trying to replicate human tissue, and then they get Arnold Schwarzenegger there at the end, and the whole thing is taking place in a Terminator.
CGI.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because he was governor of California at the time.
True. Yes.
So he couldn't really film this. But
please, he can film whenever he wants. He's Arnold.
I liked how the whole end fight scene took place like at a Terminator factory where they're like making Terminators.
Yeah,
and Terminators were just like
the ending fight scene is sick. Really good fight scene.
I think that this is just like a fun summer action movie.
Okay.
As far if you're comparing it to Terminator and Terminator 2, which, you know, you do bear the name Terminator, so it makes sense. I understand being let down or confused or just like, oh, this is not what I wanted. But if you're comparing it to Terminator 3 and you just want a fun summer action sci-fi movie, you can have a lot of fun with this. And I gave it a B- 78.25. It's disposable, but at the same time, given the horrible reputation that the Terminator sequels have, I don't really think Terminator 3 or Terminator 4 really deserve to be lumped in with what's to come.
That's fair.
Agree with that take wholeheartedly. That is why I have a B 5.0. Apparently, me caring about John Connor so much only gets us so far in terms of lowering the grade.
I'll be honest, I was the lowest on this one. I was a C plus 70%.
But I don't even blame you because
that's not terrible.
I think if you
did you have it higher or lower than Terminator 3?
I'm trying to think what I gave Terminator 3. I think
you gave Terminator 3 like
range.
A B-, yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely lower than 3.
Which, I think, again, Mitchell's probably right. If you group these in groups of 2, I think it actually kind of works as like a storyline. But again, we'll get to it with 5 and 6 because my gripes.
Part of the issue that they run into with this franchise is they're constantly doing time travel. So I'm sure there's alternate timelines and all that just gets clusterfucked.
That's fine, but explain the alternate timelines, maybe. I don't know. Can we get into 5? This is.
Let's talk about the most hated Terminator movie. That is Terminator Genisys, directed by Alan Taylor, who did Thor: The Dark World, which
also was not
starring
what movie? That movie doesn't exist.
Thor: The Dark World.
That movie
starring
doesn't
Arnold
exist.
Schwarzenegger. He is back. We got Jason Clarke as John Connor, Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. No relation between those two. Fucking Jai Courtney. I'll get into it as Kyle Reese. We've got J.K. Simmons in this movie for some reason. This was released
Matt
on
Smith as the T-5000. Can't forget my boy Matt Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith in here.
You definitely can. July 1st, 2015. $155 million budget, and it made $440. So this was a movie that actually made some money. However,
Arnold is in it.
That might have had something to do with it, but all of the money it made was overseas. This movie made $89 million.
Did they just never see?
And $350 million internationally. So this movie cleaned up overseas. However, this movie did not get a direct sequel because it had a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes, and people just did not like the movie. And
can I now complain about the character of John Connor?
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I told you to watch the trailer for Terminator Genisys. They spoil that in the trailer for Terminator Genisys.
Yes, they do.
Which I think is an even bigger sin. Because that's the only interesting thing this movie has.
They just straight up say doesn't he say like I'm John Connor in the trailer or something? Like it's just straight up like
they just show that he's like a fucking like nanobot Terminator.
Oh yes, nanobot. Yeah. Again, I try to avoid these trailers, but look, my problem with this movie again lies in what is with the Sarah Connor, Kyle Reese, John Connor timeline. I don't give a fuck. I don't. And I know that's what the Terminator story is based on. But we've gotten to the point in these movies where you've done this same thing and you've talked about Judgment Day and changing fates and trying to change the future. I don't care about it. I don't. I want you to do something else. We've gotten to the point where I want them off of fucking Tatooine. I want Star Wars to do something else. I've gotten to that point in Terminator. I hate this storyline. I hate this movie.
Well, because they are pretty much trying to like remake and alter the first movie. This is
Yeah.
the beginning of we have no
yes.
ideas on our own, so let's just rehash old shit over and over again. I think that your complaints are a lot more valid, and I don't know anyone that would back this movie up, but if they did exist, they would say, yes, but we did something interesting with the Connors in different ways, where we made Amelia Clarke as Sarah Connor. I think is the highlight of this movie.
Looks
I
like
think that
Sarah Connor, like
she does looks like her too. She does a good job, and I do think it is interesting to have. Okay, we send Kyle Reese back in time to protect Sarah Connor, but Sarah Connor's already fucking in this, and she is a badass already, and she's waiting on you to get there and get to her level, and she's already reprogrammed Arnold to do the things that she wants to do, and we're going on. However, Jai Courtney. I could just leave it at that. That no acting motherfucker. I hate Jai Courtney. This dude sucks. I hate the Jai Courtney era of movies. It was only about 2 or 3 years, but he was in Die Hard. He was in Divergent. He was in this. He was in fucking Suicide Squad. He is a horrible. Is he good in Die Hard?
No,
he's not. Hell no.
No,
he's worse in Die Hard than he is in this.
It was one of the sequels.
That was the Die Hard that killed the Die Hard franchise.
Oh wow, no, can't wait to watch that.
No, that's when we eventually get to that. Try to forget, but that is an F.
That is a movie that did Die Hard.
Jai Courtney's a horrible actor, no charisma motherfucker that can't act his way out of a wet paper bag. And casting him as Kyle Reese is a decision that should cost some casting director out there their career.
Can I also expand that opinion to Jason Clarke? I don't know why.
I don't think Jason Clarke is a good John Connor.
It's not even that. I just don't like him as an actor. I don't know what it is. I hate watching him.
Have you seen Zero Dark 30?
Yes.
He's good
in that. I love that movie. I don't hate him in that.
He's good in Zero Dark 30.
But it's just, I don't know what it is. I just don't like him.
I understand, but also he's really good in Oppenheimer. I don't think that he is an actor that can bring more to something than is on the page, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And
James Cameron was involved in this? Fuck.
No, James Cameron just wrote a check or collected some money. This was written by Labia Calagritis or something.
Calagritis, Labia Calagritis.
She has written. Let's see. She wrote Shutter Island, which was based on a book, and Martin Scorsese covered up a lot of those flaws. She wrote Alita: Battle Angel, which I actually like.
No, that's my whole point with some of these, Michael Ferris. The writing in, I don't know, the writing's atrocious. The writing's awful.
Patrick Lussier, he wrote Drive Angry. I watched that recently. Now things make sense.
You think he wrote the majority of this movie?
I don't know. It's not particularly well directed. The Jason Clarke stuff, it feels like they wanted to rehash as many things as possible while also throwing as many new ideas. While throwing new ideas at the wall, but the John Connor idea was stupid. And it's not the last time that this franchise is going to do dumb shit with John Connor, but we'll get to that. This could have been interesting. It was just bland. I think this movie looks really bad, too.
Oh, it had a chance to be good, and then it... 10 minutes in, I was out. 10 minutes in, I was out.
This movie also failed as soon as the casting list had Jai Courtney on it. I really think that is a one strike and you're out type situation.
Whoa.
Because he has to do a lot in this movie, and he is just nothing short of abysmal throughout the whole runtime. This dude sucks, and I know I'm coming off as harsh, but watching him in this movie just made me angry. Because, buddy, you already did this once with Die Hard. Yeah, how many more 80s action franchises can you kill? You want to be in the Predator movies?
I think what really hurt this movie is this kind of came out at the tail end of we need to make everything CGI in a movie to make it look good. And this was
the tail end of that?
the tail end of it.
Yeah, that's not the tail end.
It wasn't good CGI anymore. It was just like, let's just throw CGI into a movie and hope it looks good. And
but it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like
the best looking part is Terminator 1 when they rehash the scenes.
But it's just like it just looked bad. There was no like I can get behind a crappy movie if it's got like good entertainment value and good it looks good.
There's nothing entertaining about this movie.
That's what I'm saying. There's no plus in this movie for me, other than Emilia Clarke and.
Well, she was fine. She was
Schwarzenegger,
and I thought Schwarzenegger was all right.
And as much as I hate the miscasting or the recasting of characters, Emilia Clarke does kind of look like Sarah Connor in terms of I buy that.
She carries the same.
I see Jason Clarke, and I'm like, I just saw Christian Bale as John Connor. I just saw someone before him as John Connor. I don't buy this a second, and then it's just not even a good plot. It's just like I'm going, I guess, backwards in time, but then forward in time to try to stop you from stopping me from stopping them because Skynet stopped me, and I'm like, what is wrong with this plot? Stop! Yeah, just stop. Also, the whole Genisys aspect of it,
terrible.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Terrible.
If that's what AI is going to be in the future, I want AI gone.
Well, I want AI gone already, but AI is actually somehow dumber than it is
than Skynet.
Yeah. AI has become much dumber than anyone could have ever predicted.
Let's just jump to the end of the movie. They get together. They're Kyle Reese, Sarah Connor back together, and then does Kyle go and talk to his younger self?
Yes.
Was that the whole point of that scene?
I don't.
Yes, because he was supposed to remember something. That whole.
Now he'll always remember Genisys is the beginning.
That was something we did not need to see. There was no point to it.
And then they have this monologue at the end where they're like, we still couldn't change the future, but we're still looking for answers. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, so this movie was pointless. So
exactly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The same thought.
Appreciate it.
I like how the line that they keep repeating in the movie is old but not obsolete, and I'm like, nah, this franchise is old and obsolete. Kill that motherfucker.
This franchise is done, dude. Cook it. This franchise is over.
This should have been the nail in the coffin for this franchise, and unfortunately, it wasn't.
Unfortunately, they didn't learn their damn lesson. I'm giving it a D 36.10.
That is generous as fuck because I'm giving it a D-.
And I feel like that's generous.
I'm giving it a D minus 10.5.
Damn.
I gave it a D plus 10.
Generous.
Only because of Emilia Clarke. I can't give her a low grade.
That's fine, but guys, it's okay to not. I'm gonna downgrade myself. This should have been an F, and quite frankly, I guess we're all saving it for the actual last movie of the franchise. But this is a piss poor performance. Just is. Stop writing Terminator sequels, or if you do, please consult someone on how to get away from John Connor, Sarah Connor, and Kyle Reese.
Sarah Connor.
I beg you.
They do. They
finally do. They finally do. I agree with you. Maybe I like that movie more than this one because they actually do something away from Sarah Connor. Oh,
all right.
But do they really? Because they bring her back in. Oh.
All right. Let's talk about the worst movie in the Terminator franchise. It's Terminator Dark Fate. This was directed by Tim Miller, who did the first Deadpool movie. This stars Linda Hamilton. We got Linda Hamilton back.
Yeah.
Well,
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mackenzie Davis, and Natalia Reyes. And this came out November 1st, 2019. Brandon, we saw this movie.
Sarah?
We saw this movie together, and then 4 days later, I think 3 or 4 days later, we had our all-time great double feature of Parasite and Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, we did.
So we had to suffer through Terminator Dark Fate to get through this. We watched it in, I think this was IMAX.
Okay.
Either way, IMAX.
Either way, it looked bad. So.
Either way, it was bad. Maybe it was Dolby. I think it might have been Dolby.
I think it was Dolby.
I think it was Dolby. $185 million budget, made 261. This thing was just dead on arrival. No one wanted this. It made $62 million domestically. It just, no one gave a damn about this movie. Was this a cash grab?
This was a cash grab.
Yeah, well, this was a cash bleed because they did nothing but lose money.
This was Linda Hamilton and Arnold needed some money.
Why would Arnold?
I don't think they got any money from this movie.
You don't think Linda got any money?
I'm sure they cut her a check. I'm sure they were paid generously for their roles in this movie. This is the one that I hate the most.
Fair enough.
And it is because of the fact that the other movies, I spent the entire movie going, why am I here? The whole time. From the very beginning where they kill off John Connor. They kill off they get,
Finally, he's out of the franchise. We can't recast him anymore. Yeah.
They kill off John Connor. No, they recast him as a Mexican chick. And just change her name. I hated so much. Linda Hamilton is just I did not think she was very good in this movie. I thought Mackenzie Davis's I think all of the dialogue, whoever wrote this movie ought to just take a long walk off a short cliff. This is awful writing.
The scene where Danny's shooting the watermelons and she's like, let's speed this up a bit, and like hands her like the big gun or whatever. I was like, that's the best we can get, Linda. We can't get anything from you. Like that was the best you had. Okay.
I didn't find the action in this movie very good. I thought that the whole storyline with Natalia Reyes was all very I wonder where this could possibly be going.
This was a Star Wars Force Awakens, but without the nostalgia factor.
Wow.
It was same plot. You had the old characters meeting new characters, and it just was terrible.
Yeah, I can't even.
Because what really lacked is that I think they were really trying to go for the nostalgia factor by bringing Linda Hamilton back.
Of course,
but just no one gave a fuck because there wasn't a need or a want for another Terminator movie at this point.
No, and that reflected in the box office.
Now I will admit, I think the villain in this movie was pretty cool, and the advancement. I think that was the saving grace of this movie for me.
That was the best part.
The fluid metal and the fact that he can duplicate himself into a fluid and a solid Terminator body. I thought that was awesome. That was worth watching.
I thought that Gabriel Luna as the Rev 9, I thought that was I'll just spoil it here. That was the thing that saved this movie from getting an F for me.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that saved this movie from getting an F. I thought that he was an intimidating presence, and that was something that Terminator Genisys, at the very least, lacked. However, in Terminator Genisys, one of the main characters we were following was Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor, and I really liked her. This just felt like you kind of nailed it with the whole Rise of Skywalker thing, where character growth with these characters is just them bitching and arguing at each other.
Yeah.
You never get a feeling like any of them like each other at all.
Well,
I never felt. I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't come across as misogynistic, because that's not what I mean.
No, they don't like each other. None of them do. Well, it comes across.
This is not the movie series. Okay, and trying not to sound misogynistic. Linda Hamilton in the first two movies, or at least at the very end of the first movie when the character calls for it, and in the second movie, is a badass. And I have no denial that she could kick the shit out of me or any Terminators. She just gets shit done. And at no point in this movie, it's leading to this character Danny. It's like the savior of the future. And I never bought that shit for a second.
Yeah.
I never once bought it. Mackenzie Davis, her toughness just came from her being stoic the whole time, which I felt was a really missed opportunity, because Mackenzie Davis is actually she's 6'2" or something like that. I thought that the casting physically was good. I just feel like the script didn't give her whatever she needed to really fill that role.
That's fair.
And I didn't buy it in the way that I wanted to, because I remember Brandon and I went to see Joker. This is why I got it confused. We saw Joker in IMAX. And this came out about a month before Terminator Dark Fate. And they showed about 5 or 6 minutes of Terminator Dark Fate before Joker. And it was the scene in the helicopter. It was like a fight scene in a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't have too much dialogue. It just had action. And I remember thinking, shit, are they going to make like a fun Terminator movie that's like Salvation, where, okay, maybe this isn't like a classic or anything, but it's a fun sci-fi action movie, and that's all I would want from Terminator at this point.
Yeah.
And then we go and see the movie, and it's like, no, it's trash and worse than the other ones. I was shocked.
And I was also shocked. Like, I don't know if I just didn't pay enough attention during this franchise, but we spent the whole last movie with Sarah Connor's character basically being best friends with the Terminator. And then we get this Sarah Connor who absolutely hates him and wants to kill him. And I was like, wait, I thought you guys were like best friends. I thought you programmed him to basically be your best friend.
That's my whole problem with the franchise.
So I was
there's no consistency.
I'm sure there's alternate timelines, but they just don't explain.
I'm sure there is, but explain it.
Yeah.
Explain how this is an alternate timeline where John gets killed by a Terminator in the middle of a Mexican beach.
Even off of Judgment Day. Judgment Day, he was their ally. So it's not like it was like, oh, we're going off of a Terminator 2 storyline that people just forgot about.
They sent another Terminator after the Arnold, after the... But if you're going off Terminator 2, why they send another Arnold and not another Robert Patrick?
Yeah.
Like
it makes no sense.
Yeah. Because the whole
nothing about this makes sense.
Nothing about it makes sense. And we've reached the point where we reached it with the 5th one, where it's nothing but trying to remind you of things. And now it's, hey, we have another John situation, but instead it's this woman, and she's going to be the leader of the future. And it's like, all right, how many times are we going to rehash the same thing but put a different coat of paint on it? So
my whole thing with Terminator, and maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, if they make another one,
don't.
Well, that's the thing. They ended on that cliffhanger of like, yeah, we're gonna make another one.
Like, did they? Because I checked out at 30-minute mark. I couldn't tell you how this movie. I couldn't tell you how this movie ended.
I forget the exact dialogue of what they say, but it was.
I watched it, but not really. Like I was zoned out.
It was them driving off in the distance, and it was something along the lines of like,
"That's right.
You'll be ready for next time."
Yep.
I'm like, no, let's
right.
Stop.
So I think the Terminator storyline and Judgment Day and these robots and Skynet and apocalyptic future based off these robots wanting to kill humans, there's something there story-wise. The problem is that for some reason they've decided that the entire Terminator franchise hinges on these 3 characters and that people care about that. But if I can be honest for a second, if we get a Terminator movie, can we get something else? I don't need Sarah Connor. I don't need Kyle Reese. John Connor definitely doesn't need to be there. Let's do something. Just something else. Literally anything. It's robots attacking humans. You can do anything with that. It's nuclear fallout.
We only got these 2-3 people.
You can do anything with it. I mean, why these 3 people? That maybe I'm just dense and I don't understand like the whole sci-fi aspect of it. I don't know. But why these 3 people? You had an entire world that was wiped out. 3 billion people wiped out by a nuclear fallout, nuclear war. And you're telling me that these 3 people are the people that we should focus on the entire time? I'm not buying it. I think there's another movie there. And I hope I'm not giving anyone any ideas. But if you decide to write the movie, please, for the love of God, focus on some other characters. You can mention Sarah Connor, you can mention Kyle Reese, you can mention all this stuff, but please,
or
for
not.
the love of God, let's
I'd
focus
prefer
on
not.
some other stuff. Well, Mitchell, they're gonna write another movie. You need to accept that. Like that, they're going to.
No, this franchise is dead and it needs to stay dead. I do not want another Terminator movie.
It's not going to.
They haven't had a profitable Terminator movie that people have liked since the early 90s.
I agree.
And this movie had a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's insane.
Which, what?
Well, I know why, and I hate to say it. Rotten Tomatoes is incredibly liberal, and I know how that makes me sound, but it is.
I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, you've got Mackenzie Davis as a girl Terminator. You've got John Connor being a Mexican girl, and this movie also has very strong stances on immigration and the border. That doesn't impact my opinion on a movie. If a movie can be really bad and share my beliefs.
It felt very forced in this movie. Like, you could tell it was definitely thrown in there for a reason.
But they're obviously calling back
during the first Trump term.
There was zero implication to the plot as to why they had to throw in a whole hopping the border kind of plot.
No, in Judgment Day, they are in Mexico. Or
I didn't mind it as
much. So
it's
not like it's no implication. But to your point, why are we
doesn't make a movie good?
Rehash stuff. Like, it's almost like they were trying to piggyback off of that and then make it even more in your face about it. Which, again, I have no problem with that part of the movie. I have problems with everything else. The writing is just poor. The plot is poor. I mean, maybe the fight scene at the very beginning between Gabriel and Grace is okay. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought any CGI that took place in this movie was quite bad.
Yeah. And look, Gabriel's character being able to take over other people in your life and basically imitate them, and
we kind of did that before already with the voices.
They've already done that. I mean,
it's not new.
It's not new. I'm just saying it's at least an interesting plot line. But then they do nothing with it. Not really. I mean, not really is what I'm getting at. So
they do nothing with it. I gave this thing it's a D- 82.99, which is about where I thought it would be. From what I remembered, my opinion on the movie hasn't really changed all that much, but man, I was really hoping I would watch this and go, you know what? It really wasn't as bad as I remembered. I was a little too harsh on it. No, if anything, I was too kind leaving that theater.
You are, because you know why? It's a D- 5.2.
Damn. Okay.
I gave it a D+ 90. It was a little bit higher than Genisys.
You are too kind to these damn Terminator movies.
I'm sorry. It was just the villain honestly saved it for me for this movie.
Gabriel is good. Gabriel saved it from an F.
All right, so we're all in agreement that Terminator 2 is the best one.
I don't remember the last 30 minutes of the movie. I remember them driving away. I do not.
There's
remember
no argument. Anything. There's no competition.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even argue with the first one. It's Terminator 2 is the leading movie of this franchise.
Oh yeah, Terminator 2 is a top 60 movie of all time.
I would even shrink that number, but yes, very fair.
Yes.
If you had to watch a Terminator sequel again, which one would you watch? My vote goes to Salvation.
So we're not doing two. Not
one or two.
Not the first three.
Two is the literally fucking sequel.
Okay, so answer the question I meant to ask, you fucking idiot.
3.
Okay, Rise of the Machines.
Okay, mine is Salvation. Brandon, break
as much as I argued with Mitchell about Salvation and John Connor, Salvation is the best, I guess, of this trilogy. So.
And which one is the worst? My vote goes Dark Fate.
Yeah, that was established. Yeah, there's really no. You can't go any other movie.
No, you can go Genisys. I would not be upset with that.
I want to say Genisys.
It's close. Don't get me wrong. I think I gave Genisys 10.2 D-, so it's not like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Brandon, you should not be hating on him for this.
I will go Genisys only because Dark Fate at least attempted to revamp it in some way, shape, or form, and they at least tried to do something different. Granted, it failed miserably, but they at least tried something different.
I don't know. You don't like John Connor going back in time and trying to stop something that
I just don't like.
He was stopped from doing
honestly, if it was a different actor that could actually act and maybe give more of a sinister performance, I could have gotten behind it more.
You talk about Tenet needing like explanation. I need a flow chart to watch these fucking movies.
Yeah. Honestly,
no, they need a flow chart. Damn, we've ruined the whole thing, haven't we? Yes, you have. Well, we're going to get back to this. This is kind of like when we would do a Spielberg review, and it's like, all right, we're done with the Jurassic knockoffs and the Jaws knockoffs. Let's get back to authentic Spielberg. Let's get back to James Cameron. And we got a big one coming out next week. So we're going to review the Avatar movies, Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water. Tom, have you seen these?
I have.
Oh, okay. So no one's getting a new introductory experience to any of these.
If you haven't seen these movies,
I will say it's been a while since I saw the first Avatar movie, and the second one I saw maybe a month or so after it came out on streaming.
Mitchell, our opinion of Avatar, the first one, right, is like it's Dancing with Wolves, but alien version, or that might have been a me thing. I'm forgetting.
Well, we are going to discuss that next week. And I will also see Avatar: The Way of Water for the first time at home. I saw that a few times in theaters, but I'd never seen it at home. So we'll have to see if it holds up without the IMAX 3D high frame rate experience. I'm worried. I'm excited, but we will see. So we'll report back to you on that next week. Talk to you then. Goodbye. Please don't watch Genisys or Dark Fate.